Hi, Matt. I'm transgender. I own my own home. I pay taxes. I have a six-figure job. I'm a respected professional in Albuquerque. I'm a mother.
What?
You've asserted that no one would ever see me as a woman.
True. Yeah. Big liars. Liar, liar, liar. Pants on fire. What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel and welcome to my reaction series. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. The way you're going to be notified of my daily videos. Like the video on your way and let's get started. So today we are reacting to Matt Walsh debating transgender woman who struggles with what is a woman question. Matt always asking the super tough questions. Let's dive into the video.
Hi, Matt. I'm transgender.
Like, why do I have to pretend this is a... I just hate...
I'm born and raised here in New Mexico. I have a graduate degree in information technology, marketing, business, and finance. I own my own home. I pay taxes. I have a six-figure job. I'm a respected professional in Albuquerque. I'm a mother.
What?
How? No, you're... Like, look at Matt Walsh's face. He's like, what? Who am I talking to?
My life experience is that I'm an awesome person. I am well-liked. I'm responsible. And I think I'm pretty cool.
If you have to say that you think you're pretty cool, coolness just oozes off of you. I would know because I ooze it. You don't have to go around saying how cool you are. You just ooze the cool factor. The cool, like when I walk into the room, everyone just says how cool I am all the time. That's like their first thought. That's their first like reaction. You don't have to go around saying I think I'm pretty cool. I don't have to say that. It just oozes.
I mean, I think it's even okay to say I think I'm pretty cool. The one I don't understand is saying I'm well liked. How do you know? That's the thing. People live in such a bubble that they don't even realize that. Like literally, how can you open your mouth and say I'm very well liked? That's not something that should be coming out of your mouth as a person.
And when you are well liked, you don't really got to say it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's the same thing with the coolness that I have. You know what I mean? Right? That's what you say every time I come in.
What?
That I'm cool. You say that
When?
all the time, every day.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You touched on something. You said something earlier that for you, when somebody calls you a man, it doesn't faze you because, like, you just know that you're a man. That was interesting to me because I feel the same way about my identity as a woman. My question.
You can feel that way, but if we look between your legs, it wouldn't look that way. I don't care what the hell surgery you got. And now that I've been being exposed to what it looks like under there, I was scrolling on Twitter, okay? And I was traumatized. I was like, tweet, tweet. You know me, guys, on my Twitter. I'm like, tweet, 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 tweet. And now it's an X. So it's like XXXXX, X, eat, whatever the hell Elon Musk is calling it. And I'm scrolling and boom, I see tranny's genitals. I'm like, why, God? Why would you do this to me? Why would you make me look at this? That does not look like what women have. I'll just say that. If they market that as being a woman, they are lying. They're big liars. Liar, liar, liar. Pants on fire.
Leading up to this, you've asserted that no one would ever see me as a woman, that
True. Yeah.
nobody would ever see or could see a transgender person as a woman. And yet, I have dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds, women from the reservation, a woman from Japan, several immigrant women. I have my coworkers, I have my boss, my VP, my CEO, all respecting me as a woman.
Yeah, they're all liars. They're big liars. Everyone's a big liar except Pearl. Pearl's, I'm an honest woman. They're the lying women. Big liars, the liars and the simps, the women and the simps.
My family, my long-term friends who are actually here with me. All of these people assure me.
You see the faces in the background where the girl's kind of smiling and the guy's like, what the fuck?
Because they are literally being blackmailed by him. Because how did this whole thing start? Oh, we need to affirm them so that they don't commit suicide, so that they don't harm themselves. That is blackmail. So people are literally just letting the crazies run crazy so that they don't harm themselves.
Like, I'm a woman. They'll tell me, girl, like, there is no way you are a man. They see me as a woman.
Why do they lie? That's what I would ask. Why do your friends and your employers like lie to you? I just don't think that's very nice. I think that's very mean to lie. I can't play pretend. I can't do it.
So the question.
Okay.
Like, you see, then women are like, why did you cut me off? Because this dude just gave like a 2-minute monologue when it's supposed to be a question.
How can you assert that nobody would ever see me as a woman when my material experience tells me you're wrong?
Okay. It's interesting that that's the part of my talk you chose to ask a question about, because that's not in my talk at all. I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, that you could fool someone. Now, you brought...
I would just say, my answer would be because they're liars. They're all big liars. They just lie to you every day. Yes. And I think it's quite mean. The media lies to you, your friends lie to you, and I'm here being honest.
This up, so I have to tell you that you brought this up. You've put your identity on the table for conversation. And so I'm going to say you wouldn't fool me at all. I mean, I see a man 100%. And I think that most people would. Now, the fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, it's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. You know, if a friend of mine called me on the phone and said, listen, Matt, I want you to know you're really a man, I would think that there was something wrong with him. I would say, why are you saying that at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the fact that this is a conversation to begin with tells me, it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is up for, it's something that you need to be assured of. Now, what I would like to ask you, again, because you're standing here, and so you've brought your identity on the table for discussion. So how do you know that you're a woman?
I think someday in the future, people are going to realize how goated Matt Walsh actually is. He's like, the way he puts across his points, it's like, nah, he's very, very intelligent. Because what he said is very right. Like, why do people have to tell you, oh yeah, you are definitely a woman? No, nobody has ever told me, oh yeah, you're definitely a man. Oh my God, go on, guy. Bro, I know who I am. People know who I am. We don't have to be confused about it. The fact that you're confused about who you are and you need people to affirm it to you already shows a very serious inherent problem.
It's the same reason why people don't have to tell me all the time that I'm cool. I just know.
How do you know that you're a woman?
It was first when I heard transgender persons describe their experience in their own words. And this was only about 2 years ago. Hearing somebody describe things, it was a woman from like England, describing her experience, her childhood, her teenage years. And it blew my mind to be listening to her, because it was just some podcast that I was...
See, propaganda makes them trans. See, they're admitting it. They're admitting it. It's not natural. It doesn't come from within. This dude figured it out when he listened to a podcast. Listen to what they say.
Listening to while I was like doing laundry. But it blew my mind to hear somebody so eloquently and precisely describe.
When we teach men to hate everything about themselves that is a man, I mean, can we really be surprised when a bunch of men turn into women? Because life is easier as a woman and you can just do whatever you want. You can just love yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then you tell the women that it's easier to be a man. And they're like, oh, let me switch. And then they realize that this is a hellhole.
Things that I had experiences
What
that
was
I
the
had
description?
experienced.
What did they say?
Okay. So I am honestly hesitant. I know that you touched earlier about the difficulty that transgender women might have in describing their identity, but I want to state, I honestly don't feel that you would engage in this conversation in good faith.
Then why are
And
you here?
so-
Why did you stand up to talk to me if you don't want to have a conversation? You're saying that you discovered that you're a woman. I'm asking you how you did. That's a very fair question.
Okay.
How do you know that you're a woman?
That's fine. All right. So first of all, listening to transgender people, and it was like, okay, this is a one-off, one person.
Cognitive dissonance. How do you know you're a woman? He said listening to someone that isn't a woman. What?
It's the propaganda. You know what? They can also get the weak men. They do get the weak men, mostly women, but the weak men also.
Describing these things. Things like looking at yourself in the mirror and not recognizing yourself. Hearing compliments like, you are such an example, like a positive masculine role model. And just hearing that.
Do you really think that he ever got that compliment?
No, zero.
Come on.
Being like, it feels like they're talking about somebody else.
Yeah. Maybe you just weren't very masculine. You know what I mean?
It means feeling alone, even when you're surrounded by guys, even when you have a lot of friends. And I was active in like Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout.
I felt lonely before. Am I a man?
I think what it truly is that a lot of men can't accept the reality when they discover that they are inferior men. So instead of being an inferior man, they will rather be ambiguous. Or instead of trying to make themselves better men,
They'd rather just be a
they'd
woman.
rather just be a woman or ambiguous.
What's ambiguous?
So ambiguous is like in between.
Oh,
You're just hanging in limbo.
Oh, okay. I almost think, you know what's funny? I kind of understand. Like, I was a really big tomboy. And so I remember like thinking when I was younger that I just didn't fit in with other chicks because I was like, they all like the makeup. They all like doing all these like social events all the time. And I was just kind of like a homebody, or like I just like playing my sports. But I'm like, I never once thought I could be the other gender. I just thought I liked like more guy stuff, I had brothers. Like, I don't understand why it's such a bad thing to like you can like things of the opposite gender without being the opposite gender. Like, we used to have tomboys, used to have gay men, and people didn't think they were the opposite. They just thought they're like, hey, that's a tomboy, that's a gay guy. But now it's like they're like, let me chop my dick off. Like, I'm like, how do we get here? Like, you could just like the other stuff.
Great masculine role models my whole life, and yet I never felt like I belonged. I felt welcome and
But
included.
why does that make you a woman?
Because
As opposed to just a man who doesn't get along with some other men, or a man who's depressed, or a man who doesn't feel at home totally in his body, which, by the way, is a pretty universal human experience. Everybody goes through it at one time or another. So
It's a very good point. It's a very good point. Who has liked their body all the time? You know what I was actually just thinking? King's raising his hand. All right, King, congratulations. You're genetically superior. Are you happy? Oh, he's nodding. Yeah, okay. All right. But in all honesty, like, who's never had insecurities about their body? Except King.
So in what way?
You don't have one insecurity.
Obviously, I'm just exaggerating, but yeah. Everyone has insecurities. It's just, you just have to accept who you are and appreciate the things that you have that other people don't.
That make you a woman, though? And it's interesting. You're telling me that you listen to the experiences of other transgender people.
Well, yeah.
But what about women?
So
Because trans women are women, you would say, right?
I would say that. Yeah.
Exactly the same?
Yes.
Okay, well, then why do you need to hear the testimony of quote unquote, trans women? Like, how you pick any actual woman in this room? In what way do you know that you belong in the same category as them?
I know because they tell me. So here was the.
I did not say that. I would not. You do not belong in our locker rooms.
No, but to be fair, there are a lot of women that have actually helped to push this silly narrative. Like it all started with, oh, like, we all want gay best friends. That's how it all started. Women pushing and encouraging and this and that. So, like, I understand what he's saying when he says, yeah, because they tell me. Because let's be real, a lot of women actually bought into the propaganda.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of women. I mean, you can literally convince us anything. But I feel like women, like, we know that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think we know. We just, like, say things for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me these women actually think that, like, they're women.
I mean, women say Lizzo is a 10, so
Yeah, but they don't mean it.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
Them to tell you what you are?
Women, yes, I trust the opinions of the women around.
What about my opinion? Do you think she'd trust my opinion? It's like, I still use I'm trying to stop using their pronouns. I want to actively not use, I'm not going to be polite. I want to actively stop using their pronouns.
that literally just proved my point.
Shut up.
Because I would never make the mistake of saying she.
Shut up.
It's you women that are doing this.
Shut up, King.
And so you as a woman, would you say I'm not a woman anymore?
If who?
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman anymore, would you then relent and say, I'm not a woman?
I would say most people on the planet have no idea who I am. I'm going to trust the opinions of the people who've spent their lives with me.
Okay,
So
so
you-
the
but you
people,
are
so I only trust the opinions that agree with me. That's basically what she's saying. It's so hard.
On other people to tell you who you are, is what we're establishing.
For context, I know you like to say, everybody's rah-rahing and supporting transgender people, and yet they're still killing themselves, etc. But I'm standing here in a room full of people applauding you and asking questions like, how can I put out legislation here in New Mexico, my home state I grew up in, to try to reverse transgenderism? I'm not safe. And it
How are you
wasn't...
not safe? You just said you're standing in a room with people who disagree with you and you're perfectly fine. So how are you not safe? Okay, look, we're going round and round. You don't want to answer any of the questions. Maybe we'll end with this because we're talking about womanhood. So people can probably shout out the question I'm going to ask you right now.
Okay.
But you know that you're a woman.
Yes.
What is that?
So gender is a social thing. It only
I don't
makes
want to hear
sense
that.
in
What is a
social-
woman? What
No.
is a woman?
What is a woman?
The word woman, define in the dictionary. Go.
A woman is somebody who is included and respected and seen and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women...
What? The American educational system has failed you guys, man. I'm sorry.
You think you guys are better in the UK? You guys have the same propaganda in the schools. It's just Western. It's like a Western thing. They're brainwashing camps. It's basically, how can we brainwash people the fastest?
Men.
Circular definition.
That's mine. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't care if it doesn't make sense. That's my definition. Look, this is absolute madness. It is so clear. It is like the clearest thing in the world. Men are men, women are women, dick, vagina. And there's a small percentage of intersex, but that's like 1% of the population. So I'm really tired of hearing about them. I do not identify that dude as a woman. I don't. I know I accidentally did the pronoun thing earlier. All right, sometimes they get me, but I do not accept, so therefore not a woman. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you next time.